All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Carter, and I'm going to be your teacher for this class, this school year. And I'm looking forward to getting to know you a little bit and working through the material for this particular course. Besides being your teacher, I'm also your principal, and so I'm hoping to get to know you all as I work my way around the school and see all the good stuff that's going on in the classes. The purpose of this first introductory lesson is really going to be for you to get comfortable and confident working your way through an online course. Now, for some of you, this may be, a second or third or even fourth year that you've been at Odyssey, and you may feel very confident in how to navigate your way through the courses. For some, this will be brand new, and so I want to really just give a nice overview of how the courses work and specifically what I'll be doing in my courses so that you can feel like you're ready to go ahead and hit the material for the course. Before we really start talking specifics about the course, I wanted to kind of give you an overview of learning online. Learning online is something completely different than you may have done before. It's very different than a 5-day-a-week traditional school, and it's important that you understand a few concepts before you dive right in. The first is that you're really going to have to make sure in this and any other course that you follow the directions completely. Read exactly what your teacher says, follow the order from 1 to 2 to 3, and make sure you don't jump. The order is critical because that's going to provide you with the information prior to being, asking you to do some sort of an assessment. So if you jump the order, you won't have the material that you need in order to do well on the quiz. Another really important thing for you to do is to develop a weekly schedule. You should have some sort of a plan every single day of what you're going to do in all of your courses. You can divide them up in any way you want, and you can really work pretty much any time you want, but you should have a set schedule that you work through. Just jumping into it haphazardly, a little bit here, a little bit there, generally means by the end of the week when you come back to school, you're going to be running into some problems with not getting stuff done. And as soon as you start getting yourself behind, it's really hard to catch up. In addition to following directions, working through the lessons in order, finishing the lessons before you do the quiz, and developing a schedule, I want you to feel very confident asking questions. And that's for me or for any other teacher on this campus. We really do need for you to be an active learner and for you to make that initial request for any help that you may have. We are here to help you. We absolutely want to help you. We can make you extremely successful if you can ask those questions. So don't just lurk in the background. Don't just sit there and be frustrated. Ask the questions. All right, so I want to give you kind of a basic overview of how the course works, and we're going to go through several different sections of the course as we're talking about this. So I want to start off with something called the course homepage. And if you're looking at the main page of the course, and this course, these next few slides are an example from my psychology course, but they would work for any course, either mine or another teacher's, you're going to find the home page is the first page you get to when you go into a course. And that really is a place that houses the most important information about the course. You can access all the lessons here, you can access the assignments here, but you'll also have some important information at the top of the page, things like the syllabus, maybe a timeline, some information on how to do well on particular assessments, a link to the book potentially. All those kind of things are going to be at the top of the page. And so this course homepage is really important for you to know and to refer to. Another really important thing that's going to be on here is announcements. And you should read your announcements in this and every other class at least once a week. Teachers are going to post really important information about where you should be, what you're doing, and grading information on there. So please check them out. Also on the course homepage will be completion dates, the dates you should be getting your work done. So definitely check that as well. The course homepage is kind of the middle of the page. If you look at either side, the left and the right, you'll see a number of links over there. Those are the side navigation bars. On the left-hand side, you have some really important things. At the very top, you have something called the Moodle Navigation Trail. And it's going to start with the word home on the far left-hand side and then have a little arrow to probably courses. And then it will go into the different courses that you have. These are all actually active links, and you can work your way back and forth in a class by clicking on those things. To get back to the course homepage for my page, for example, you would click on the course that says, or the link that says 1213 and then the name of the course. That'll get you back to the course homepage. Also in that section, you're going to have your My Courses list. That's where you can see exactly what your other courses are, and you can go back and forth between courses that way. And also the gradebook link. So the one that says grades is going to be your gradebook link for that particular course. On the right-hand side, there's some important information in most classes, and probably the critical one is messages. This is a way you can check your messages and send messages to your teachers. Lesson pages. If you're on the main page and you scroll down, you're going to see that the course is divided up into lessons. When you click on the actual lesson link, the very first link underneath the title of that particular lesson, it's going to take you to a page that's going to have a number of important information on it. First of all, you're going to have a lesson title and a completion date. You'll have an introduction to that lesson, and then you'll have all the materials that you'll need to be successful in that lesson listed in order. So again, you want to work from top down in these particular materials. The materials may be a video, so a reading activity, some sort of a document to look at, an online activity. There's a lot of different stuff going on, and you'll want to check that out. And then at the very end, once you've done all that stuff, is going to be a link to your assessment. And the assessment is how you're going to get graded. But you can't do well in the assessment until you actually do the materials. So please do all that in order. So let's talk about the assessment. Another word for assessment is assignment. It means the exact same thing. In my classes, I generally call them assignments, so you'll be looking for that. So again, once you've completed the lesson materials, you're ready to go to the assignment. You'll click on the assignment link on the main page, and it'll take you to the actual assignment itself. Now, depending on the lesson, depending on the class, some questions will be multiple choice, some will be short answer, some may be essay, there may be matching, all kinds of different types of assessments will be there. You're going to answer those questions by the knowledge that you've gained from the lesson activities. Please make sure that if you have an essay or a short answer question, that you answer those using a word processor on your computer. And then, when you're done with it, and you've used the spell check and all those good formatting tools that you've got on the computer, you copy and paste it into Moodle. This is really important for a couple reasons. One is that you can use those formatting tools, and two, you can make sure that if for whatever reason your internet connection goes down or Moodle times you out, you'll still have your work, and you can still then go back into Moodle and recopy that material in, so you won't lose anything. So it's really important to do those essays offline and then post them into Moodle when you're done. Please make sure you always use complete sentences and proper grammar when answering questions. You got to make sure you do that. That's just a good habit to get into, and points will be taken off if you don't. All right, the grade book is really important because it's going to be how you see how you've done on a particular assignment and how you can track your ongoing grade. So once you've submitted an assignment, you can check your progress in the gradebook. If the assignment was all a computer-graded activity, like a multiple choice, true and false, or matching, you can check and see exactly how you did right away, instantaneously. If there is a grading component that a human being, namely your teacher, has to do, you're going to have to wait for the teacher to actually grade that. I will grade that within 72 hours, so you'll make sure that you can go back in 3 days later, or usually sooner, usually about 24 hours, but sometimes I'll have to push it if I'm really, have a lot of things going on at the end of a term. You'll be able to go back in and see what your exact grade is. In the gradebook, you'll see it's divided into two main pieces. One is called the past due assignments, and one is called current assignments. Past due assignments means those are the ones that are counting towards your grade. Your grade is going to be calculated based on the things that are in that box. They also means that you should have done those by now. If you haven't done them, they're sitting in there. Even if they don't have a grade, they're counting as a 0 towards your grade. Now, you still have a chance to work on them. Just because it says past due, it doesn't mean you can't work on the assignment. You still can, but it's going to be counting against you in your grade book. Current assignments means assignments that are open. You have access to them, you can work on them, but they're not yet due. So they're not counting either for or against you, but you can obviously work ahead if you'd like. The other thing you need to know in my classes is you can always resubmit an assignment for a higher grade. I usually let you have 3 chances in any assignment, and I will take the higher grade out of those 3. All right, so that's a little information about how I've kind of divided up the course itself, and it'll give you an idea of how to navigate back and forth. What I want to reiterate and really talk to you about is you being an active learner. It's really important that you recognize the positives and negatives about an online education. One of the positives is there's a lot of flexibility. You have an ability to flex your day, modify the time you're working, work in different time frames than a normal student would, and that's a wonderful thing. It also tends to lead to, for some students that don't have a good plan, procrastination, putting things off. It's a lot more fun to do other things than it is to sit down and do your assignments. So don't let that happen to you. Develop a schedule and stick to it. Come up with a plan of the number of assignments, the number of hours, the number of chapters, whatever it is that you need to do each day in your subjects, and stick to it. Be flexible with when you do it. Be flexible with how long you spend on each lesson, but make sure you're doing it and sticking to that schedule. Be organized. Make sure you have all your materials together. You've got a nice place where you can work at your house. It doesn't have to be a desk in your room. It could be the kitchen table, but make sure that it's organized and you have all the materials you need. And then finally, and most importantly for this class and any other, is please ask questions. Make sure that you have your teachers working for you. You can contact me in a number of different ways. You can see me at school. You're welcome to drop by my office and see me. You can always email me at rcarter@odysseyk12.org. You can phone me. The phone number's on the screen. And you can also chat with me in Moodle. It has the message feature, or in Google Chat. Either one of those will work. I and any other teacher at this school will get back to you as soon as we can, because we absolutely want you to be successful. All right, so with that information, we're going to go ahead and ask you to complete the remainder of Lesson 1 in this particular course. And I wish you a great year. Like I said, please be in contact with me. Let me know how you're doing, either positive or negative, and we'll make sure that we make this a real successful year.